Okay, let's talk about chocolate. That magical melt in your mouth that makes us women swoon and smile and sometimes hide the last piece from our kids and our partners. Why do we love it so much? Is it only the sugar in it? Maybe our hormones? Or maybe it's something deeper? Spoiler alert, it's much deeper than you think. My name is Manu. I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner and life coach for women and especially mamas, and I help you reconnect to your true self through self-care and ritual to feel more radiant and nurtured in your life. So if that's you, you can subscribe and hang out with us. So I've been using cacao as a tool to meditate and to do rituals for now a few years, and what I've noticed is that it's a world that is mostly feminine. There of course are men who drink cacao, men who use it in ceremonies, but it's mostly feminine. And I was wondering why. Why is it? It seems to be more appealing to women, and also women seem to have more positive effects from it, from the conversations I had with women and men. So I did a little bit of research, and I also observed cacao on myself. And through all the women that I've been working on one-on-one and in a group setting, this is what I found out about why us women love so much chocolate and cacao. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the plant cacao because that's where chocolate comes from, but you can extend it to chocolate as well, even though chocolate is slightly different because you add usually sugar to it. You can sometimes add milk if it is milk chocolate, but all those we already know that sugar tends to be addictive, sugar tends to be soothing for the mind. We would say dulling in the Ayurveda. So we're not really going to talk about the sugar aspect of it, even though that is part of how chocolate can get us hooked. But in this video, I'm going to focus on cacao itself and how it talks to us women even more than men. First of all, it's a mood enhancer. So cacao acts as facilitator for our emotions, for our well-being on a psychological level, on an emotional level. And I've noticed this so many times in my own practice and with people that I work with. It doesn't mean that you're always happy with cacao, though it helps for this. It also means that anything that you are going through, even if it's negative or unpleasant, like anger, like fear, like sadness, cacao is going to support you in transforming and alchemizing those emotions into something that is useful to you. So as an example, I used to drink cacao and I thought, oh great, I'm going to feel dancey and I want to sing and I want to be happy and in movement. And I remember that day when I had cacao a few days before my period, and I ended up crying the whole ritual. And I was like, what is happening? But cacao did its magic in the sense that it just helps us open. And our blood vessel, literally, it's a vasodilator. So it's going to help our hearts and our emotions circulate better. So whatever is inside of you, it's going to help revealing it to you, which is so awesome and useful, especially for us women who tend to constrict around our emotions and don't express them very often. And why is it interesting for women specifically? Because women benefit from being very much connected to their emotions, and they don't really have the choice, in the sense that even physiologically, when we feel as women, it's mostly in the center, in our center, in the chest, in our bellies, in our head. And apparently, men tend to feel their emotions more in their arms and in their extremities. As women, we don't really have the choice because they're here. And if they're here, we cannot really ignore them. And when we try, that's what gets us sick or unhappy or put us more in our masculine energy. So women love this mood enhancing property because it reconnects us to our emotions, but also because women tend to be more changing through the month because of all the hormone swings that we go through. In Ayurveda, we say that women tend to be more Vata, even if it's not in their mind-body types or constitution, but Vata expresses more in women because of the hormones variation that we go through in the month. This variation can put us more at risk for mood swings, depression, anxiety, and emotional, psychological illnesses like this. So cacao is a really awesome supporter for that purpose. Second reason is, as I said, cacao is a vasodilator. So it opens our arteries, it opens our vessels, it opens our heart, literally. You've probably heard this from cacao, but it's actually physically, which helps us increase our blood flow, and our blood can circulate more fluidly, more easily, thanks to cacao. It's important because many women suffer from circulation issues. It's actually interesting that when I was in medical school, I used to learn that women are more susceptible to get cardiovascular diseases than men, and more because of this tendency that we have to have poor circulation. So this vasodilation from cacao can help us with this. It can help us feel more lubricated because we need a good blood flow to produce sweat, to produce oil on our skin, on our hair. Any lubricating substance can be in our genitals as well. So cacao supports us with all of those. Another reason why women tend to love cacao so much is that it's an oxytocin producer. If you gave birth, you know about oxytocin. If you were pregnant, you know about oxytocin. Oxytocin is this beautiful bonding hormone. It's the hormone of I belong, and the hormone of I'm connected to you, I feel you. And cacao tends to facilitate the production of oxytocin in our body. So we feel more connected to each other, we feel more connected to ourselves, we feel more connected to something divine, whatever this divine is for you. And also oxytocin tends to be a major stress reducer in women. So it's a hormone that is very, very important to cultivate if you want to reduce your stress levels, and more so than men. And we're not going to go deeper with oxytocin in this video, but it's a fascinating subject. So if you want more of this, let me know in the comments and I can make a dedicated video on oxytocin. Another reason cacao is so appealing to women, in my opinion, is because of its inherent feminine energy. So we tend to say that cacao is feminine, corn tends to be masculine, and those two represents the polarities of the feminine and the masculine. That's at least how I received it when I drank cacao in Mexico. But even when you look at the shape of cacao, it looks like a vulva. And when you cut it in a certain way, you can see a pentagon. And the pentagon is very much related to the energy of Venus in astrology. And Venus is the energy of the feminine, of beauty, of art, of sensuality, of pleasure. So it's interesting that this specific shape is present in cacao. When you cultivate Venus as a woman, it's very supportive for your hormone balance, for your well-being, for your happiness, and for your health, because it is a huge part of our polarity as women. We have a dominance of feminine energy in ourselves. So when we focus on those archetypes like Venus, it supports us tremendously in a very holistic way. As I said, cacao also tends to open us up to our emotions. As a vasodilator, as a mood enhancer, it helps us connect to how we actually feel, even when it's uncomfortable, and this is very supportive as women. And it also helps us feel held, feel like something is wrapping their arms around us. This is due to oxytocin and other substances that are generated by cacao. But this feeling of being held is so crucial for women because it helps us melt. As women, we need a container of the masculine that we can provide because we have masculine inside of us. But when it's provided for us, it allows us to melt. And what I mean by melt is reconnect to our emotions and also to our desires, being more in our pleasure, being more fluid, being more creative, and being more healthy. The feminine is very much related to the element of water. So if you imagine water, you need a container for it. Otherwise, it's just everywhere. It evaporates, and when you have a strong container for water, it makes the water very strong. It makes it very powerful. Well, I found in my practice over and over again that cacao provides this very grandmother energy almost, that is like, I'm here for you, whatever you're going through. Don't worry, you're at the right place, and I'm going to guide you for anything you need guidance for. You've probably noticed if you drink cacao as well that it makes us want to move, it makes us want to dance. I've noticed this the very first time I drank cacao. I was awake so long that night, even though I'm an early bird, so I wake up early, I like to go to bed early as well. But that night when I had my first cacao ceremony, I wanted to dance, I wanted to play, I wanted to be out there. Again, it's because cacao increases this Venus energy, and also because it has this mild stimulation through theobromine and caffeine that is much milder than coffee, but still. And it helps us feel this boost of energy that makes us want to move. And cacao with this feminine energy helps us move in circles and dance and be more in our bodies and sensual. Most women crave for this, not even knowing it, because it is balancing for our health and for our hormones. And if you're used to drinking cacao, you know that the favorite setting for it is usually in a circle. So we gather in a circle, we have cacaos together, we make a ritual out of it, we make it very sacred, and whatever sacred means to you. And this circle setting creates connection, which is essential for women. We love connection, we need connection. Otherwise, our nervous system gets super triggered, gets dry, we get more anxious, we can get even depressed. So when we have this circle setting, again, it's oxytocin. This hormone is awesome. When you learn about it, it's beautiful. When we are in circle, we cultivate connection and bonding. We cultivate, I'm at the same level as all these women are, and we're all here to support each other, and cacao is just helping us doing that. So I love gathering women for cacao ceremonies because of this connection, this bonding setting that helps them just relax and feel held. Again, full circle, as I said earlier. So whether you eat chocolate in a bar or if you drink it in a cup, you can benefit from this beautiful magic that cacao offers. And if you want to experience a cacao ritual, you can go to my channel and look around. There's a playlist with many cacao rituals with me for the new moon, for the full moon, for self-love. You can find all those rituals there, and it's going to keep growing and growing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, what is your experience with cacao or chocolate? And if you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you're gonna love this one, where I guide you through how to reconnect to your feminine energy as a mom, because it can be tricky sometimes, but I'm guiding you step by step in this video. So I'll see you there or in another video. And until next time, stay radiant and nurtured. Bye bye.